In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ubhi. I'm a makeup artist and a beauty entrepreneur. This is a place where you're going to find all the content that I create on skincare, makeup, everything beauty related, and also a few vlogs to give you an insight into what I get to do when I'm not in front of the camera or my laptop. If there's anything specific you guys want me to create, then let me know in the comments below so I can create this content for you. If you like this video, then please press the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell button so that you're notified every time I create new content. Today we're going to be looking at the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. But along with that, we're also going to be looking at the blurring primer and the self-refreshing concealer. We're going to be looking at, firstly, the packaging. We're going to move on to the application, and then finally we're going to move on to how it felt on the skin, the colors and how that matched the skin, and also how it lasted all day. If you decide to buy any of the products that I'm reviewing today, then you'll find the links to each product in my description box below. So I received the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation in the most amazing press pack. Now they decided to try and pick out my foundation shade for me. Now, I mean, it's hard enough trying to pick out your own foundation shade, so I really do rate the fact that they've even attempted to pick mine. They chose the shade Pine for me, which isn't actually the correct shade for me, but it was close enough. Now the great thing is they've sent all 30 shades in sample sizes within the press pack. Now every sample size is 10 ml each, so it's quite a decent amount of product in there. Next we've got the Shiseido Skin Soft Blurring Primer. It comes in a squeezy bottle, it's 30 ml, and it lasts for around 2 years after opening, plus it's lightweight and travel friendly. Next up, we've got the Shiseido Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. It's a glass bottle, 50 ml, with a plastic lid. Now it twists to unlock the pump mechanism. So this one lasts for around 2 years after opening as well, and it's SPF 30. Now it's small enough to be travel friendly, but I'm gonna be honest, glass bottles give me anxiety when it comes to traveling because I always worry it's gonna smash while we're traveling and then I've ruined everything in my bag. Now it's really easy to dispense from the bottle, but you get a very small amount with each pump, so you probably need a few pumps for one application. Next up, we've got the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. This is also a glass bottle, it's 5.8 ml with a plastic twist cap and a sponge tip applicator. It's lightweight, super small, so you don't need to worry about it taking up too much room in your bag. Now let's take a look at how all three products look on the skin. As you can see, I have no foundation or concealer on my skin. The only thing I have is a little concealer on my eyelids, and I've already done my eyebrows. Whenever I'm applying a fluid primer like this, I always prefer to just press it into the skin, because during my skin routine, if I start rubbing products in, I tend to go quite red. I'm using the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation, and my shade is Oak. I'm just applying a few swipes of the foundation on both sides of my face, including my forehead and my chin area. I'm using the Shiseido Polishing Base Brush. Now there is a name for this brush, but there's no way I'm going to pronounce this correctly, so I'm just going to put the name up here for you. It's a 4-petal face brush and it applies the foundation perfectly. I didn't think this was really going to do much, to be honest, but it really did smooth over the foundation evenly, and it kind of weirdly does manage to get into all the small corners of the face. Now obviously I haven't applied any concealer yet, so this is just the foundation, and to be honest, at this point I feel like you can easily wear this foundation without any concealer if you're looking for just a really nice natural finish. I'm really loving how easily this product spreads over the skin. Like, I feel like you only need a very small amount and it goes a long way. I'm so impressed with how this shade is perfect for my skin. I feel like it's really kind of matching my neck area, so I'm going to brighten it up a little bit though with some concealer, so I'm interested to see how this turns out with the concealer. I'm using the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. Now the shade that I'm using is light. It's a liquid concealer, and on the box it says that it's a medium to full coverage finish, and it has 24-hour wear with a natural finish. Now I'm applying it on the inner corners under my eye area, and I'm also going to apply it just on the outer corner of the lower part of the eye and just kind of drag it upwards to give me that little bit of lift. Concealer blends in really easily, and the coverage is pretty good. I mean, this is the light shade, so I feel like it's really going to help to brighten up the under eye area. Now I feel like I'm going to go over with some foundation, because the foundation is such a nice kind of natural shade. It really kind of blends in with my skin tone well, so I want to kind of like bind everything together. I mean, I like the coverage is good, and it really does brighten up the area, so I'm liking that so far. It's really about the end result though. I've decided to go over with one more layer, a very thin layer of the foundation, because the concealer is quite light and I just want that to kind of almost kind of hide under the foundation. So, and I feel like from applying it now, like I really like this finish. I love how everything's kind of like mixing into each other really well. And I'm just using a damp beauty blender for this. So I don't recommend using brush on top if you're going to use a second layer of foundation, just because I feel like that's going to really move around the coverage. So I've applied the foundation. Now personally I think you can't really tell what the foundation is like until you set it, so I'm going to set it with my usual loose setting powder, and then it's really a case of seeing what it's like after that and how long it lasts. So I can already see that it is a very radiant foundation, but as I said, I want to see how radiant and lifting does it look once I've set it. So now that we've set it, I know that it works well with my technique of setting, so that's great, but I want to actually apply all the touch-ups like my bronzer, my lashes, my lips, etc. And then we can see what it looks like and see how it lasted all day. Now that I've applied everything else, I'm really loving how this whole look has come together. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to keep this on all day, and I'm also going out this evening. So next up, you're going to find my results. So let's talk about the results. We'll start with the Shiseido Synchro Skin Soft Blurring Primer. It basically leaves a very thin film over your skin and gives a very subtle soft blurring effect. Now more so, I feel it's just a great kind of pre-base application to help you get a really nice smooth finish from your foundation. And now for the Radiant Lifting Foundation. Now the application is really easy. It's your typical fluid foundation. You probably need a few pumps from the foundation, so don't feel like you're over applying product, because you actually get a very small amount from one pump. But it's a medium coverage and you can keep building it up, and it melts right into the skin. Now I'm going to be honest, I usually go for a very matte foundation, and the reason for that is because basically I don't have perfect skin. I feel like I don't want something which is kind of like luminous and then gonna shine through the day, or light's gonna kind of reflect off my skin and then it just enhances any imperfections. But having used the Radiant Lifting Foundation, I put it on yesterday morning, I wore it all day, and then I kept it on for the evening. Now I got home pretty late last night, and I was looking back at some of my pictures and I'm so surprised at how my skin looks. I honestly thought that my skin was going to end up looking maybe a little bit greasy, and maybe with the flash, especially on my camera, that it was going to end up looking like I've just got a really shiny T-zone. But I was so surprised because my skin actually did look radiant, considering that I had had it on all day. So it wasn't like I only just applied it. So I'm pretty surprised in that aspect, and it's definitely something that I'm going to keep in my kit, not only for myself when I feel like I want more of that kind of fresh luminous look, but also for my clients. And the reason I'm going to definitely keep it in my kit for my clients is because they have such a huge shade range, and that's the most important thing. If you're a makeup artist, you need to have a good variety of foundation shades in your kit. I think one of the things that really stood out to me about this foundation was the color matching. I usually can never find a foundation which matches my skin color perfectly. This was the first time that I found a foundation shade
that had the exact same undertone and the same surface skin color. So I'm really happy about that because I feel like it's going to make my life so much easier, like not having to mix in different foundation shades to get my exact color. And finally, the Self-Refreshing Concealer. Now they sent over the shade Light, and I initially thought that was going to be way too light for my skin tone, and I'd end up with that horrible white finish on the under eye area, which you may have seen on some people before, but I used a technique to kind of help me with that. So I applied my foundation, then my concealer, and then I sealed it with another thin layer of the foundation, and it gave me instead a really nice kind of brightness under the eyes, which even in the pictures, like I said earlier from last night, it didn't look overly white. It just gave me that really nice kind of luminous glow on the under eye area. Now the primer retails around $36, and to be honest, that is at the higher end of the scale when it comes to primers. And the foundation retailed at $47, which again is at the higher end of the scale when it comes to foundation prices. Now this isn't a paid review. The brand sent me the products to try out and test. But if I'm honest, out of everything that I've used today, the two products that I definitely will be incorporating into my makeup bag is going to be the foundation and the concealer, because I'm super impressed with how it looks on the skin and how it lasted all night. And if you're a professional makeup artist watching, then I just want to let you know that I would highly recommend this foundation to keep in your kit, because the shade range is great and I feel like they've really tailored to every type of skin color. So all in all, I love the products that I tried today, but the two that I would recommend for you guys to try out would definitely be the foundation and the concealer. I really hope you guys have enjoyed and benefited from this review today. Now, I'm in the process of creating so many more videos like this, but if there's a specific brand or a product that you guys want me to review, it could be skincare, it could be foundation, concealer, an eyeshadow palette, whatever it is, then let me know in the comments below. As I mentioned earlier, if you like this video, then please press the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell button so that you're always notified whenever I send out new content like this. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.